father said. Clattering pans in the sink, tap running. Why I even bother, my mother said. Memes, you up? Tommy whispered, pushing open the door. When he wanted to, he could move through the house like a ghost, even when he was drunk. Maybe especially when he was drunk. How come you're home? I said, sitting up against the headboard. Not listening to one more word on the subject, said my father. Oh man, not again, said Tommy. He sat down on the edge of my bed and canted his head toward the vent so that a piece of hair fell down on his forehead. It was confusing, having a good-looking brother. I tried not to think of him that way, but LaRonda wouldn't shut up about it. What are they talking about? I said. Who's Bob Anderson? Did the water department guy stop by here today? Who? Did some guy in a Chevy sedan come by to see Pop? There's somebody who came by and had some kind of business card from the state. Donald says he talked to his grandfather, too. He says he went to the Langer's house and some other places. That's what they're talking about, then. The damn dam. Mr. Langer says that all the time, I said. Yeah, that's the problem for sure. The old guys say that when they built the dam, when they were all kids, there was a big fight about it. And they figure now they put it in the wrong place, or the water's in the wrong place or something. They want to flood the whole valley out. And both of us looked out toward the light in Ruth's window. What about us? I said. I knew about the dam. It was named after President Roosevelt, but the one with the mustache and the eyeglasses, not the one with the Scotty dog and the wife with the big teeth. We'd gone to the dam on a field trip. The guide told us it was made out of concrete and was for flood control, which didn't make sense because we had flooding in the valley all the time. A lot of the kids were bored by the description of cubic feet and gallons, but we all perked right up when the guide said 4 workers had died building the dam. Our teacher said she wasn't sure we needed to know that. It was probably hard for people to believe, but we didn't pay that much attention to the river, even though it was so big and so close and had a big, strong arm that ran through the center of the valley. They called that Miller's Creek because years ago it had been just a narrow little run of water. But once the dam went in, it turned into something much bigger than that. I'd spent a lot of time around creeks when I was younger, looking for minnows and crayfish, and that was no creek. It was mainly out-of-town people who went to the river. The current was too strong for swimming, and it was nicer at Pride's Beach, which was a stretch of tucked-in sand on one side of the lake south of town. The fishing was better in the streams in the valley, although you had to be pretty good at fly casting to get around the overhanging branches. There was a loud grinding sound through the vent. 2 wooden chairs pushed against the surface of my mother's chapped linoleum. Oh man, Tommy whispered. You got matches? Why would I have matches? Tommy sighed. I had plenty of matches when I was your age. Shut up, I said. And shh, Tommy said. My parents passed by on the way to their room. I can't ever keep track of where he is or what he's doing, my mother said, and in the moonlight I saw Tom waggle his eyebrows. Both of us knew our parents were talking about him. Ever since he'd finished high school, my brother had been at a loose end. At least, that's what my Aunt Ruth called it, a loose end. It's not like school had been so great either. Unlike Eddie, who was class valedictorian, Tommy had always been a rotten student. Maybe he had one of those problems they didn't figure out until later, which I see now all the time. A learning disability or dyslexia or something. He had handwriting so bad that there was no one who could read it. Even he couldn't make it out sometimes. The only tests in high school where he had a fighting chance were true and false, although even there he occasionally made an F that looked too much like a T.